Squilly Lenzoza, also known as Squeaks Makoya. I'm the label manager at Mabala Noise Entertainment. I've been with the company since 2015, back then when it was called Mabala Bala. Mabala Noise wouldn't be there if it wasn't for DJ Bongs and Regine Kabinde. Bongs had a record label at the time. He wasn't doing that well and he needed assistance. Reggie had a vision and a dream to create a powerhouse record label as well.
My name is Flaba, the Don of Moscow. I'm a CEO of Mabala Noise Entertainment. That's Chief of Operations. I've been with Mabala since inception. Bongs came from KZN to Joburg. He kept asking for a meeting with Reg. So eventually that meeting happened. He had challenges with the company at the time. So he needed somebody to assist.
Instead of starting from scratch, he partnered with DJ Bongs, and that was Mabala Bala. As time went on, we decided that, you know what, if we want to take this thing global, we can't call it Mabala Bala. How are they going to say Mabala Bala in France? So we needed to give it a simpler name, but not lose the original name, so still have a bit of it there. So that's how Mabala Noise was born.
Hi everyone, my name is Gigi Lemaine, and I was signed at Mabala Noise from 2016 to 2017. The first thing, you know, in a post-colony where everything has always been about a major record label. Wow, finally, Black Child, we're getting this record label. It's going to be, you know, Black-owned, run by, you know, young, driven people at the time, and they're signing a whole lot of young, hungry creatives, you know. So that came about. Mabala Noise was born, and I think it shook the industry a lot because everyone was kind of like, Nasty C, Kanyibao, Gigi Lemaine, KCBR, this catalog, what is going on? And I guess that was our selling point, right? That everyone wanted to know what the label was about.
I remember having this conversation with Reggie and the late Robbie Malinga in Cape Town to find out what's the difference between a major and an independent. So Robbie was just taking us through, you know, why you become a major and why you not become a major. After that conversation, I think he was convinced that he's got a capacity to can become one.
We had started talking, you know, that there are a group of young men who are coming together to start this like really cool independent record label.
In the country, we only have a couple of majors, your Sony, Universal Music, your Warner Brothers, just to name a few. So we had a vision of becoming a major as well. We also wanted to compete at the same level, at the same scale as the majors. Most people think being a major is having a lot of artists and having a lot of music out there. It's not the case. Being a major is when you are multinational, when you have an office in Kenya and artists in Kenya, an office in South Africa. So those are the major companies. That's still our goal. We still want to take Mabala to the world. So we had a vision of competing with those majors. So we couldn't play small scale. We couldn't do things that small labels do. We had to do big things.
Speaking about Robbie Malinga just brings a lot of emotions, you know, happy ones and emotional ones. He was like a father to a lot of us. So he was explaining to us, to say, hey, Reggie, hayi mana unayo inyobo wena yokungaba imajor kudingeka inyobo la. So and we would laugh about it. So Reggie was saying, but how do you know ukuthi anginayo inyobo hot man? I think that's where it started. But literally what he was trying to say is that you need resources for you to be able to can compete in that space. Because remember, being a record label, you need to be able to take care of artists. If I could break it down, you know, your travel, shoots, and.
To play with the big players, we had to put on our big boy underwear and do what the big players do. We signed a couple of prominent artists that were big at the time already. We signed a lot of also up-and-coming artists that we also built. So it was basically to put us on the same level.
I think it's also important that we leave the favors and the connections out of the office and we get people who actually know what they're doing in the office.
Not knowing was the motivation for us. Was the motivation enough to want to know more, to be involved in every little step of the way. Being in studio, shooting a sleeve, doing PR, shooting a video. So that on its own was motivation enough for us to want to know more.
We didn't have a big team at the time. It was myself, Flaba, Bob, Dube, Msho, and Sam. And we looked at how the Europeans do when they announce like a soccer team, when Real Madrid announced their new signings. So we wanted to emulate something like that, but musically. So that's why we did that conference that we did.
Show of it was now representer, and I've been an artist in Mabala Noise since 2015. Basically, the relationship was there way before being signed, you know. It was more brotherly, more than anything, you know, which is what I always believe in whenever we work. We get into a working relationship and so on. So before that, abafowethu bebenokwenza ama-shows bangibhukhe ngifike ngizoperforma until bebona ukuthi hayi nabo sebevula inxiwa labo record label, and then they approached me, you know, via call ukuthi hayi mawukuthi mfowethu ugrand ungeza ngapha sosebenza. That's how it happened.
To make that event special, we did something that no one has ever done before. We were live on Ukhozi FM. The launch, literally, we had a reporter from Ukhozi that was, Ukhozi we all know is the biggest radio station in South Africa at the moment. It's been for a couple of years. So we had a reporter from Ukhozi that was live, broadcasting live from our offices, broadcasting the launch. As we revealed each artist, she would also reveal to the audiences at home.
We had a plan, Mabala Noise Entertainment. The plan was to make noise in the space. Did we do that? We've achieved that. So the plan was to do something out of the ordinary. We wanted to be the talk of the town, and we did that.
Coming up after the break.
The launch was just a show off.
The impact was huge.
What looked like a very organized space in the PR world was failing on the inside dismally.
It was just about me, you know.
We celebrated to pull off the launch, firstly. Secondly, we celebrated. Remember, most of the artists had signed them prior to the launch. The launch was just a show off to say we are here and we mean business.
The impact was huge because for a change, we never called anyone now requesting interviews for our artist. Everyone started calling us.